Hello, this is Bunting, and Operator is freaking insane. Let me prove it to you. Okay, now that you understand that, I gotta shout out my website, buntingmusic.com. You can get lessons from me, you can check out my music, and if you go to this shop, there's plenty of free and paid, very cheap sample packs full of fatty drums and basses, just like the ones you heard here, right? But without further ado, what the heck is going on with Operator, right? So if you want to find Operator, it's just under Instruments, and drag it on, and get ourselves a note, right? So as you see, it starts off with just a sine wave, right? Which we'd love to start off with, so we're already excited. But the moment you start turning these knobs, you already got some crazy basses. Let's throw on an auto pan, let's make it mono, make it synced, and an eighth. And a bit of reverb too, just for that deep dubby flavor. As you see, it's really that easy. Just with these 4 knobs, you can make a variety of fat bass sounds that go great together. But there's way more to Operator than that, so you are in for a freaking treat, right? So on top of these level knobs, these are all FMing each other, right? You can change the pitch, which almost has a chain reaction since they're all being FM'd. This is essentially multiplying whatever frequency it has by 2. And just tweaking. Yeah, that's pretty insane, just tweaking that. You can also change the fine pitch, or you can say, I don't want it synced to the MIDI, right? You can twist the hertz to your liking, wherever you want, and that's awesome, right? So the next thing for the sauce, besides just tweaking these, right, is you can go in here and change the FM mode, right? So right now, this means that each thing is FMing the next and they're all adding together beautifully, right? This means this is FMing and these two are just sitting, right? But let's just change it so they're all sitting side by side, just playing on their own. See? And you could very clearly hear that it's just playing 2 individual notes. Right, and that could be awesome too, for a clean harmonic bass, right? So that's cool if you want some different results. But another thing you can do, right? You can draw in harmonics yourself, right? So just click that oscillator key and you're already set. Okay, not sure because I selected the wrong one. But literally just that, and that's freaking gnarly already. You can zoom in to the first 16 to get a little more precise. Just endless sounds with this, right? And that's freaking insane, as you can tell. Now the next thing you might want to mess with to get some fat sounds is this filter, right? So obviously a filter has this frequency. You can make it wobble, you can draw it in, have a bit of resonance, and change the mode, change it to a band pass. Click this, band pass, notch, all this cool stuff. Low pass has the sauce though. But under here, you can select these modes, which essentially are different ways, different distortion settings to give it some drive. All different settings, right? But if you change the shaper, that's where the real difference comes in. kind of like Ableton saturation settings. So fat, so stupid, and just need to tweak one of these. And you have a whole new sound that's equally as fat and insane. And if you want, let's just mix it up a bit. Drawing harmonics everywhere. Right, and one more thing to note on top of all this stuff and these waves, back to the waves, you can just change the wave to like a saw. Or you can just get rid of all this, get rid of all the drive. Get some white noise, get a saw 3. That's already kind of a fat bass. Saw 8, sine 8-bit, triangle. All this stuff is so fat and so good for these deep kind of dubby sounds. Now, if you want a bit of wobble, you can introduce this LFO, right? By default, the LFO is modulating all these pitches, right? You can click them and turn the modulation on or off, so it's just A, just B, and so on. But as you see, you can also add it to the filter, right? Change the amount. Cool. And these, it's pretty obvious, goes without saying, but this affects how fast the LFO is moving, modulating stuff, and this affects how much, none versus everything. And like most LFOs, you can change the shape. So right now, it's going at a sine wave, just like these sine waves here, right? Just like this sine wave, it's that shape modulating. Now it's a square wave, just jumping up and down. Now it's a triangle. Now it's a saw wave ramping up, saw wave ramping down. Sample and hold, which is kind of just jumps all over the place. Kind of insane. And noise, which is just completely random. Right. But on top of changing the shape, you can change the rate. Let's sync it to the BPM. You can also have it high. Let's put it on the pitch. Cool. Let's sync it. Change the rate. Let's put it back on the filter. And let's make a little arrangement. Let's make 2 basses and just mix them up. Because really, that's about all you need to know to make some freaking nutty basses, right? And let's just change the FM on this. Change the pitch. Now, let's maybe add a bit of bubble action, right? I'd love this bubble shit, right? And let's get this. Turn the pitch up and FM it. That's cool, right? But let's put the coarse down. Sorry. Get rid of all this. And then let's add a bit of... Now let's steal the drums and we have a deep dub banger, right? It's that simple. And just to show off everything, right? Another thing you could do, as you see, you have envelopes here. So we can make it plucky. Let's take this away. Plucky. We can make it ramp up. This is shaping the volume. But what really gets cool is that we can shape each FM'd wave to do its own shape, which basically makes it crazy. That's fat. Let's introduce another one. And maybe make it pluck. Now that kind of growly effect fades out, and we can make this fade in, the FM fade in. That boy is moist, right? And yeah, it's freaking insane. I say as you can tell a lot, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Really just start twisting knobs in here with a bunch of sine waves loaded up, and you'll be set for your deep dub banger. You're gonna play out every festival next year if you follow this tutorial. Or your money back, right? Or your money back. Now for some cool Ableton effects just to spice this up even more. I've been really digging Corpus lately. It basically, like, resonates a sound through something. So you can tune where it resonates, the decay, how long it sticks around, and what it resonates through. So now it's resonating through a beam. You can make it go through a membrane, through a pipe, a tube. As you can see, that completely changes the timbre of it. So let's lay down a tube resonator, duplicate it, let's get a beam, turn it down low. Obese. And now let's just play this part. Maybe throw a Corpus on this too. Like, tell me that isn't fat. Look me in the eye right here, and tell me that isn't fat. Alright, that aside, that's Operator for you. I honestly can't think of what more to show you that's very useful. Oh, besides this pitch bend. Okay, let's get rid of this so it's clearer. And turn this up. Basically, when this is on and you turn this up, it's following this pitch. Whatever you shape it to, it'll follow that. That's cute. It's like a video game sound effect. If you turn it backwards, now it does the opposite. It follows this, but in reverse. In this case, it's pitching up. And it's really sick, right? You can also make notes glide from one another, clicking that little glide button. And it's beautiful. It's honestly a beautiful little tool, right? And that's not even adding a bunch of Ableton effects. Just add a shit ton of effects and you'll get whole new results. Possibilities are endless. We don't need Vital. We don't need anything. We have Ableton and sheer willpower on our side. Endless fun, endless possibilities, endless sauce. And if you go to this, this makes the time go faster, this way, or slower, which includes the pitch bend and the envelopes and everything. But yeah, I'm not going to go through and explain everything because I told you what you need to know to make fatty sounds. Hope this made sense. Hope it was educational. Hope it was entertaining. And mostly, I hope it was inspiring. As always, like and subscribe for more stuff like this if you liked it. And it helps me out. It helps you out. Everyone wins. Comment your questions. Do whatever. If you want this project file and more project files, though, if you go to my Patreon, the link is in the description. You can get these project files and more, way more, from every video ever, right? And all that's in the description. Thanks for tuning in. This was your boy Bunting, and peace out.